The theology of the rejected stone becoming the cornerstone is the revelation of the indispensable nature, place, and relevance of Jesus Christ in our lives as human beings. And this is seen in Matthew's Gospel chapter 21 from verse 33 to 43. This is further affirmed by Jesus in John's Gospel chapter 14 verse 6. There he will insist, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one goes to the Father but through me. And in John 15, 1 to 5, he will say, I am the vine, you are the branches. Cut away from me, you can do nothing. The place of Jesus in our lives can never be taken away if truly we desire salvation and redemption in him. That we can only be fruitful when we are rooted in Christ Jesus, because he alone is our Redeemer. Now, Jesus didn't just become humanity's cornerstone of redemption overnight. It didn't just happen overnight. Rather, Hebrews chapter 5 verse 9 says, although he was son, he learned obedience through his suffering, and having been made perfect, he became the source of salvation for all who obey him. That by his suffering and endurance in becoming the cornerstone of humanity's salvation, Jesus became for all who obey him the source of eternal salvation. By becoming the cornerstone, Jesus made himself relevant. He whom people seek to encounter by making meaning out of his rejection, out of the humiliation he went through, out of the discrimination he suffered, out of the stumbling blocks that were before him. He decided to make positive that which he suffered. He saw meaning in suffering, and by such doing, he became our source of salvation. That in his suffering, in his humiliation, Jesus was able to take the pills of persistence, the pills of determination, the pills of patience, the pills of confidence, the pills of focus, goal, and faith that is built on grace. A rejected stone, I tell you, dear friends, will always remain rejected when we lack persistence, when we lack patience, when we lack goal, when we lack focus on that which we desire to achieve in life. For the journey towards self-relevance requires great sacrifice and discipline with patience ahead. There are so many rejected stones that died rejected because they lack patience, they lack determination, they lack persistence, and that they lack the spirit of goal-oriented in achieving that which they desire to achieve in life. To every rejected stone, there are due process in becoming cornerstones. Jesus himself followed such in his suffering and endurance, that today we see him as the source of eternal salvation and the pillar holding our lives. In this we sing of him daily. You are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. What you say you will do, that is what you will do. That is why you are called Jehovah. Sunansa Yesu, wanda ya firu kan suna Yesu nansa Yesu, wanda ya firu kan suna Yesu. So, rejected stones don't just become cornerstones without paying the price of discipline, the price of patience, amidst insults, betrayal, and the discrimination that comes from men and women with persistence. Nothing good comes easy. To be relevant in life, to be fruitful in life, we must be ready to sweat it out. We must be ready to be patient with life. We must be ready to be persistent. We must be ready to be prayerful in driving far away unnecessary anxieties, as seen in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 to 9. In Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1 to 5, we see the parable of the owner of the vineyard, who did everything possible within his reach in order to make his land bear good fruits. That he planted grapes, but to his dismay, to his surprise, when it was time for harvest, what he saw on the land was wild grapes. That is, the exercise, the sacrifices he put together in order to see that his land produced good fruit was a futile one. The parable as seen here with the man of the vineyard who planted grapes and that he ended up seeing wild grapes is the typical story of so many of our families, where parents do their best, sacrificing their time and resources in order to bring up their children, in making them good and relevant individuals in the society. But as some of these children, they grow up in becoming wild grapes, making the sacrifices, the time spent by their parents to be useless, to be irrelevant. That the more efforts parents put on their children to be fruitful in life, the more useless some of them become. We are called never to give up. We are called to keep on struggling, keep on fighting for such individuals, reminding them of the fact that they were created to be fruitful, they were created to multiply, as seen in Genesis account of creation, where God commanded humanity, be fruitful and multiply. Because our judgment at the end of time is going to be determined by our fruitfulness. Our judgment at the end of the time is going to be considered by that which we were able to achieve from the gifts of God, with the sacrifices Jesus made for us on the cross of Calvary. Jesus, who died for us, who did everything to redeem us, has never given up on us. We should never give up on people. Keep on the fight, keep on the struggles, that one day the heavens will speak in blessing them, in converting them back to Himself. I pray for the grace that we will struggle every day to be fruitful for the sake of our salvation and the society. Through Christ.